Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to my vlog. We are headed up to the fairy tale Disney inspired castle today, and I'm so excited. It is a winter wonderland here. It's actually not this cold in Munich, but over in this city, there's like snow everywhere, and I probably didn't wear the best shoes. I didn't realize this trek was like uphill on a mountainy terrace, but I am so excited to get there. Let me tell you all about the castle and see you there. Oh man, it's snowy. Hi. Oh my god, hi! And our waterfall on the way up. First glimpse of the castle. 10 more minutes. This looks so traditional. This is like what I think of when I think of Germany. It's the cutest restaurant. This is such an amazing view of the castle. Right before you head up to the base, there's a couple of viewpoints. You'll see it because everybody is here. It is just freezing today. You get to come up and wait like about 45 minutes before your tour time, just so that you make sure that you get a good spot and everything. I've taken lots of like photos and videos outside of the castle to share with you guys. Walking in. Alright, so we're walking the stairs. Last place we're going to visit is royal bathrooms. Visiting the castle was such an experience. I didn't really know what I would think about it. I knew that Disney's fairy tale castle was based off of Neuschwanstein castle, so I've always been really excited to come. I did look up a lot of the history before I did go to the castle, so I wanted to share a little bit about it with you before we end off this vlog. We're just walking past the historic kitchen. Look at all these copper pans. It's actually quite big. King Ludwig II had 30 servants that served him in the castle while he spent his time here building and executing the castle. Unfortunately, he never actually got to see the completed castle all the way through, and some of the parts of the castle are unfinished even from today, but it's still super gorgeous. I hope you enjoyed the bits of the tour around the castle. I'll enter in clips throughout here. Ludwig II, he knew he was going to be king since he was born. When he was 3 years old, his father was crowned the King of Bavaria. And unfortunately, at 18 years old, which was young even for that time, his father passed and he was immediately crowned king on the same day. So since he's been king at 18 years old, he didn't even feel like he was ready, Ludwig. And he actually preferred being alone. He actually preferred like art. He rather have been like an architect or an artist rather than, you know, the king of Bavaria. So he actually started to throw all his time into building castles. That one most famous is the one right behind me, but there are a couple of other castles and hunting lodges that he ends up renovating or basically just remodeling into an entire castle. He spends so much money putting in these castles. He eventually went into debt, and his people got really mad at him. And over the years, people ended up resenting him because of how much money he spent here, as well as not being an actual ruler to Bavaria, because he spent all his time isolated away from Munich, whereas his father spent all his time in like the Munich residence, which we saw in a previous vlog. Ludwig II, however, preferred to spend his time here at the actual building site. He lived here while the construction was going on. So if advisors of anyone had to talk to him, they had to travel all this way to come to talk to him, which they didn't really like. And finally, when he was about 40 years old, they declared he was insane. And like no doctors had actually seen him at that point. They just had talked to people that were really mad at him and declared him mentally insane, because at that time you couldn't just get a king to step down. He would actually either have to give up his crown, or he would have to pass away, or the third option would be to be declared mentally insane. So the people went that route, and they kicked him out of the castle in like something like 1886. And after that day, he got exiled to another castle, but they barred it all. So he's basically a prisoner in his own castle, and he wasn't even allowed out. And the second day, he went out for a walk with his doctor, and in the evening they went for another walk, and he was never to be. And after that, he was. And in the evening, he went for a second walk with his doctor, and he was found dead along with his doctor. So the clarity of his death has never been really clarified, and it was really interesting and really, really sad. I think after his death, the people of Bavaria were really sad that their ruler was gone. And at that time, everyone was so mad about him building this beautiful castle behind us. But now there's like millions of visitors all the time. So now people like it. But back in the day, this was really, really upsetting. So that's a lot that I've learned here. I learned that like swans were like his favorite animal, so much that there's like motifs, there's like porcelain, even there was like door handles made out of swan's head inside the castle. It was really, really amazing and really gorgeous. It was a lot more decorated than I thought. I have seen like churches or other palaces usually with like 1 or 2 rooms like this, but this was like all the rooms that we were able to visit. Everything was so fully decorated, and all the paintings and a lot of, or basically everything, like the furniture, were all original, which were so amazing, because a lot of castles that you go visit now, you don't actually see like the original furniture, or it's been like refurbished or something. But this is amazing how everything is still intact. I hope you get a chance to visit this castle. I definitely think it's worth it, even if you've been to like Versailles or some other castle. Ooh, another last fun fact is that Ludwig II, he actually liked Versailles so much, he actually modeled a new palace based off exactly like Versailles, which was so interesting. It even has the Hall of Mirrors and is 26 inches longer than the original. I can't wait to visit his other castles in my future, and I hope you do too. If you learned something new or you thought this video was interesting at all, please like and subscribe. I would love that so much. My hand is absolutely freezing holding my camera up. It's like -2 right now, and I've just been here all day. I did take a bus here to get here, and that was okay. The only thing is, maybe a tour would be really good, because you probably have like times that you leave the city from Munich and come back. Because I took like a bus there and I booked my own castle tickets, like there's only one time for the bus. You leave at 8:30, you get here at 10:30, and then you leave at 5 p.m. And get back to Munich at 7. Whereas like my time ticket was like at 2 p.m. So I kind of waited around for like a few hours. Like, yes, it's so beautiful to look around, and I'm sure it'll be even better if it was like warmer out, but because it's freezing cold, it was slightly less enjoyable, but still really beautiful. Like, I still would have liked it. I just wish I had less of a waiting period in between. But I'm sure it's fine. There are some restaurants around here that you could check out, and the scenery is so nice if you were here as a group. I just came here on my own, so that's why I think it was like a little bit more boring for me to just spend so many hours just like walking around the same place. And because it's so cold, there's like basically nowhere you can go interior to warm up until you get into the castle. But yeah, I still had a fantastic time, and I hope you enjoyed this. See you again in my next one. Oh yeah, last thing I want to share is that there are storage lockers right at the base of the castle as well as inside the castle. You're required to like put all your bulky items in the lockers, and it's free anyway, so you might as well do that. Bye. There's 3 ways for you to get to the castle. One way is just to walk. I think most people choose to do that. I am walking back down right now. And the second way is to get a bus, but the bus doesn't stop right at the castle. You still need about a 15-minute walk, whereas if you were to walk all the way, it's about a 30-minute walk. And another option is the horse-drawn carriage, which is super cool. And I did see some horse-drawn carriages on my way up earlier, and a lot of horse poop on the road too, so if you're walking, just watch out for that. But it also doesn't stop right at the castle. And sometimes in the winter there's less tours, etc. So just watch out for that. I think it was fine. I know it says it's about a 30-minute walk, but I honestly think it only took like 20. But I guess it depends who you're walking with and how fast you're going. Ludwig always rode with horses. There was always horses ready for him when he wanted to ride, and he rode with white horses, and he also has stables of like white and black horses. There is this other castle, Schloss Hohenschweiger, right underneath the Neuschwanstein. So if you wanted to do both, it is actually possible to do it in a day. I definitely think it is possible, since Neuschwanstein actually only took 30 minutes for the tour itself, and the rest was just like exploring and walking around the grounds and taking photos. Such cute souvenir shops, even on your way down. I love checking them out before we head home. Oh my god. Last look and good night. Oh, I do remember that. Weird. So in that village, there's a little bit of an outlet too. A couple of shops here, but still random. These Longchamp. A lot of Longchamp actually. It's like Mont Blanc. There's some like Gucci watches, etc. Cute. These are for less.